Everybody that's ever seen this farm is amazed, whether they've been in the business 30 years or whether they've never seen a shrimp farm in their life. The top people in the world have come here and they're just amazed.
The philosophy of this operation is to produce the freshest possible shrimp, safest possible for human consumption, to be as environmentally safe as possible while still being very cost effective on the foreign market.
This is Belize Aquaculture, the product of a vision, a desire to set new standards in quality, efficiency, and the environmental impact of shrimp aquaculture. The plan called for a closed-cycle breeding program without the use of antibiotics in any part of the operation. It required rapid harvest from pond to processing plant to eliminate the need for chemical preservatives. And it dictated that processing must be to the highest standards in the world.
Originally, the industry was saying that this could not be done. We proved it could be done, we've proved it can be done consistently, and now this farm has picked up quite a reputation within the aquaculture field.
When I heard about the integration of hatchery, farm, and processing plant, and I wanted to be a part of that plan.
We're really kind of on the cutting edge of commercial aquaculture.
We want good production, good quality at every facet of the operation.
Nick Carpenter, Honorio Duran, Jim Brister, and Hank Bauman take great pride in their work.
Some people say this looks more like a tourist attraction than a shrimp farm, but everything about it is very functional.
The integration of hatchery, ponds, and processing plant makes good sense.
The other thing that gets people is when you tell them how much we produce, and they look at one pond and go, there's 70,000 pounds of shrimp in there, they can't believe it.
BAL's ability to achieve such high levels of production is due to strict guidelines set at the start.
Biosecurity is designed into this system, more so than any other farm that I know of in the world. The design of this farm from day one was to prevent white spot virus, which has devastated the industry worldwide.
The closed-cycle breeding program played a key role in achieving biosecurity. Nick Carpenter oversees hatchery operations.
The closed cycle has to do with the shrimp culture. The only shrimp we use are grown at Belize Aquaculture Limited. We do not import any shrimp to use in our maturation department or our larval rearing department. By far the best species for our system to use is the little Penaeus vanameae, the Pacific white shrimp. That species is particularly good for high density culture. The hatchery is a biosecure system because we are, needless to say, extremely selective as to anything that gets introduced into this area. We go to great lengths to make sure that the quality of water we have at Belize Aquaculture is the best possible. Our water comes from the Caribbean. We do not use any lagoon water, we use clean, clear ocean water. And then we have a series of filtration procedures. We start out with a sand filter. From there it goes to ozone sterilization. The ozone then kills bacteria, Vibrio. We feel it also handles viruses. Our diet within the hatchery is very controlled, as are all facets within the hatchery. We must have a clean food and a healthy diet.
At all times, the feed must be free of unwanted contaminants. So Nick grows his own algae.
We actually teach the shrimp how to eat. We provide them with the best environment, we provide them with the best feed. All that they live for is eating. And if you give them the best, they will just keep eating, they will molt, they will grow, they will molt, they will grow. When they get to the farm, they take care of them there, and when you do that at every step of the process, then you have a really strong family line and a best shrimp in the world.
The biosecurity measures help to ensure another BAL goal, long-term sustainability. The modular design of the hatchery allows for an extremely high level of cleanliness, thus allowing continuous operation.
With this modular system, we can actually run year-round. We do not need to shut down, and we've proven that from running 3 years straight.
The care throughout the operation is vital to BAL's goal for their product, quality to be second to none.
Quality of post larvae that we put out of the Belize Aquaculture hatchery to go to Belize Aquaculture ponds, it has to be the best. We don't cut corners here.
The close proximity of the hatchery to the ponds is no accident. Hank Bauman manages the farming operations.
Our hatchery is located about 3 miles from the farm because it allows us to deliver the post larvae to the farm site stress-free. It increases our survival. While the industry average in this part of the world is about 60%, last year we averaged 78%.
The BAL master plan required careful consideration for each step, beginning with the environment. The farm is located inland, beyond the coastal wetlands, eliminating the need to interfere with the mangrove forest, allowing it to remain pristine and untouched. The location has other benefits. This region of Belize is pine savanna with sandy, non-arable soil, unsuitable for agriculture. This is an ideal location for aquaculture because it does not compete with other potential uses. To protect the surrounding environment, BAL constructed the ponds with plastic liners to prevent seepage of the pond's seawater into the groundwater. The liners also prevent any contaminants from leaching from the soil into the ponds. Even the rounded corners of the square-shaped design serve a purpose.
We move the water in a circular motion because we deposit all of the waste in the pond in the center, which is then flushed out. And it just provides an extremely clean pond bottom and good growing conditions for the shrimp. The plastic liner, although initially is more capital intensive, pays for itself within a year to a year and a half because the pond preparation time is eliminated. We harvest a pond on Sunday, it has shrimp in it again on Thursday.
Water is pumped from the sea and passes through 50-micron filters into a reservoir, where it settles before being pumped into the ponds. For biosecurity and economic reasons, BAL employs a zero water exchange system.
We fill our ponds once, and unless we have an extremely dry growing season, we won't have to replace any water at all. And we don't lower and refill ever. When you're using zero exchange and preventing white spot, you have an advantage because you have to treat or filter a much lower volume of water. So it lowers your risk of introducing potential pathogen carriers into your system.
Another ingredient to BAL's high-density culture method is pond aeration.
The aerators are required because we are running very intensive. We're getting 15,000 pounds per acre versus an industry standard of about 2,000.
The large capital investment yields long-term savings.
Our diesel cost per pound of shrimp is actually about 75% of the traditional shrimp farmers because they have to pump so much water.
Traditional farming methods require high amounts of water exchange to maintain water quality. Once again, using zero water exchange, BAL takes a different approach.
We have a completely different system using the heterotrophic bacteria, low-protein feeds, so all we have to worry about is aeration.
The Pacific white shrimp thrive on a low-protein diet, requiring only a small percentage of fish meal. With worldwide fish stocks in sharp decline, BAL is working towards a diet using 100% vegetable protein. Mechanization is vital in many BAL procedures. Faced with feeding 41 ponds 5 times a day, traditional methods might require up to 50 people. Here at Belize Aquaculture, it takes only 5. Even though this requires high capital investment, Figures show it uses less labor per acre per unit of shrimp, making it more cost-effective in the long run. Raising shrimp in a high-density heterotrophic system demands sophisticated monitoring and the ability to develop procedures for optimum output. Research and Development Manager Jim Brister leads that effort.
Many of the things that other farms take for granted, we have to keep very close tabs on. We're not just raising shrimp, we're raising an entire ecosystem within each pond. And it is very difficult to manipulate an entire ecosystem without a text to go by. We try to quantify what in the ecosystem is important and what is just there as a backdrop. And if we can find out what's important, then we can try to optimize those things. When we built the processing plant, we put 3 laboratories in here. A PCR laboratory for amplifying DNA and testing for viruses and other pathogens. We also have an analytical chemistry laboratory for testing for pesticides, heavy metals. We also want to be able to do analysis on our own feeds. The 3rd lab is the microbiology lab, which is the lab we're in right now, and we can test for pathogens. We can also test for human pathogens in the processing plant. No other non-university, non-research laboratory has any of the instrumentation that we do.
Having the labs on site brings great benefits.
If we have trouble on a pond out there, I can run out to pond side, collect the pond side, and usually within 4 to 6 hours, I can have an answer.
With strict adherence to biosecure procedures, the use of antibiotics is not necessary during any stage of the operation. BAL shrimp are free of antibiotics, a statement Jim makes with great pride.
We do not use antibiotics, which is highly unusual in shrimp aquaculture. To get into European markets, we want to be able to not just be able to say that, we want to be able to test for it and say, look, we have no residue of any antibiotics in our shrimp. There you are.
After 4 months, the harvest has begun. It must be done quickly for the shrimp to remain fresh. Processing will begin immediately. Once again, the Belize Aquaculture design sets a new benchmark for the industry. The ponds are sloped and shaped in the center, where the shrimp collect to be pumped into totes. They will be transported to the on-site processing plant. With the rapid harvest method, the use of metabisulfites is unnecessary. From pond to processing in 20 minutes, one of the many BAL differences.
We harvest within 2 hours, freeze that product from deheading within 6 hours. Other processing plants take anywhere between 12 to 18 hours to accomplish the same task.
Maintaining the lowest possible temperature is vital, and it is checked frequently. Saltwater ice, or flow ice, is made at the plant. Unlike freshwater, the saltwater will not penetrate the shrimp flesh and weaken the texture and flavor. Flow ice fills 2 bulk feeders. Each holds 35,000 pounds of shrimp. The flow ice circulates to keep the biomass in suspension at -2 degrees Celsius. The contents of an entire pond can be loaded into a feeder in 1 hour. This unique design is just one of many in BAL's processing plant, built to European standards for food safety. Every system is carefully monitored in the state-of-the-art facility. Each component, every technique is designed for efficiency. From the feeders, the shrimp are moved into the plant, where the very first procedure demonstrates BAL's logical approach to streamlining.
The shrimp are weighed prior to being deheaded. That also allows for speeding up the process.
Ice is added, and the trays automatically move to the deheaders. A system of conveyors used throughout the plant allows a faster and highly efficient workflow. Proper hygiene is practiced with strict protocols.
we over-exaggerate hygiene at this processing plant.
Every entrance is equipped with a hygiene station to ensure that hands are washed properly. Sanitation points throughout the plant follow the 7-step sanitation process. Automation is key to the innovative techniques developed by BAL. The heads are removed from the plant by a suction pump. Tails are moved into bulk tanks and are given another application of ice to maintain an average temperature of 1 degree Celsius. Then they pass through the roller grading machine, where a tight differential of 1.1 to 1.2 is achieved. Quality control inspectors throughout the plant check temperatures, scales, and texture of the product to ensure they are at BAL standards. This is a HACCP FDA food processing plant with European certification. HACCP practices have been integrated with ISO 9001-2000 standards to provide shrimp that is not only safe and fully traceable, but to the highest quality as well. The harvested shrimp are color rated A4 to A5, according to the European standard.
We are at the best color. It's very difficult to get these colors on the species of shrimp that we are going.
With the ability to produce the best, BAL also offers a variety of value-added products.
We can also do block, individually quick frozen, shallon. We are also able to do easy peel.
BAL plans to offer cooked, peeled, peeled and deveined, tail-on, breaded, and battered. The final steps demonstrate once again that BAL has employed the best practices possible. Block freezing takes only 90 minutes. The boxes are moved to storage at minus 30 degrees Celsius. This is well below the industry mandate of minus 18 degrees. With the ability to move the shrimp from harvest to freezer in just 6 hours, BAL guarantees freshness and high quality. What began as an experiment is setting new standards in shrimp aquaculture. The people of BAL have devised a formula which guarantees constant production and brings long-term sustainability.
Belize Aquaculture Limited is going to put Belize as a country in the map.
We have to constantly reset our goals because we've exceeded what goals we originally set.
I mean, it gets you so involved. It really wants you to make the whole thing work.
Now people are beginning to realize that this type of farming is going to be the future.